Because, like, I was just like a lot of the other VTubers. I just wanted to play games on stream and be famous. I want to talk about a subject that's not often talked about enough, in my opinion. And, well, that's men. More specifically, I'm going to be talking about men and VTubing in general. A video came across my feed, so to speak, about what they don't tell you about male VTubers. And well, I kind of want to look into this. I haven't engaged with the VTuber scene from a male perspective, but I was socialized male until, well, like I was 27, so I do have some insights I'd like to hopefully add. In my personal opinion, I think that male VTubers tend to struggle more than female presenting VTubers. If you look at the biggest VTubers out there, they're mostly women. Like, it's hard to really point to a lot of male VTubers that are, well, over 100,000 on whatever platform they're on. There are definitely some out there, but it really seems the demographic leans towards female VTubers being more popular. And I mean, that kind of makes sense. The majority of the audiences out there are essentially, at least from my perspective, it's mostly men watching, and men tend to like their anime waifus. That said, it's not only men watching. There's a lot of women watching. There's a lot of non-binary people too. And well, today I just want to focus on what they don't tell you about male VTubers, essentially. Is this going to be a shit post from Giga, from one of the V Shoujo girls? Or is it going to be talking about a broader problem? I don't know, but I intend to find out. Reboot.
So Mr. announces graduation.
Male VTubers before Luxium came out, I agree with you, were considered a joke, and it always pissed me off. Female VTubers and viewers of female VTubers would make fun of them. They're bad. And I was like, no, it's because their demographic is not hit.
For those who don't know,
That I do agree with. A lot of people just see male VTubers as like side characters, essentially. They just want to focus on their waifu. They don't want to. A lot of people don't want to engage with husbando, but I mean, they're wrong.
it's like a lot of VTubers kind of started out in there. Even a few like big corporate VTubers today. I just want to say, can you imagine if like if Sen is one of the new holograms?
All of my dreams come true. You know who graduated recently? Hello? Is this the Avon lady? No, this is the Manscaped lady. Don't forget to do Command Shave Me for wonderful products to make your balls silky smooth. And for the ladies, don't forget that there are products for you too, especially the Crop Mop Ball Wipes, which work incredibly well to reduce all kinds of chafing.
That is very important. You want to make sure you don't have that chafing in your lady ball area.
Even better than powders, I find. Make sure to click the link in the description or use code GIGA at checkout to get yourself 20% off and free shipping on your order at manscaped.com. Thanks, Manscaped, again for sponsoring the video. Thank you. Giga shaved my balls. No. The tag is hashtag Giga shaved my life. Get it right, idiot. I've used them, they work. I have too. Anyway. Takes everything from us, our bits, our subs, our sanity. Yeah, you know what? I still want more. Can I get a thanks dip? Hey, Dars, thanks dip for the bits, idiot. There you go. I added an idiot for free. Was that good for you?
Is this like her type? Is she like yandere style? Vidal is your favorite male VTuber? I can't say I actually know them. But hey, I'm interested in checking out more dudes.
Mary! Whoop. How are you? What was going on today? Wait.
Okay, so yeah, that is Lucius Merriweather talking with Giga. I was pretty sure you've never seen her talk before, or you've never seen her before. Basically, for the people that don't know, she is one of the newer members of VShojo. She is the second newest. The newest one is K9 Kuro, the first dude to join VShojo. Props to him for that one. But Giga was essentially a friend of the VShojo girls, and then just kind of joined the corporation as well. It just kind of seemed like a good fit for them all. At least that's what I heard, anyways.
Hey.
Woof woof.
Hi.
Hello, dear Giga.
How are you? I'm good. What were you doing on stream?
Well, I was playing BattleBit Remaster. You know, Mr. graduating lately. He's got his new song out, and
Yes.
Yeah. In regards to Mista, hey, go check out K9 Kuro. Totally unrelated. Don't worry about it.
I think he said if it gets million views before this or this date,
He'll
then
keep his VODs up, right?
all of the K-pop stands in his audience, they were like, you know what to do, guys.
That's
It's fucking time again. Let's
I was
go!"
like, he's underestimating his community. Number one, people will come out in droves to support him. They will.
He should have asked for 5 million views. They
He
could have
should-
done it.
Straight up. That's number one. But number two, that's the thing is, a lot of these people came from K-pop, and one of the things that K-pop fans would do, they are so used to pumping views on videos to support their idols, and they have figured out the YouTube system perfectly of what you have to do to get a view to count. Because if you watch a video and then you just play it again, or you hard refresh and play it again, that doesn't count 2 views, it counts 1. And like, there are these systems, and they've
I used to watch a lot of male flesh tubers, so the overwhelming female creators was actually something I had to get used to when I started watching VTubing. Yeah, I know, it's honestly really trippy when you think about it. Broadly, a lot of the creators available, a lot of the creators out there, the bigger ones are like, it's a very male dominated space. And then you take a look at the VTuber scene, and it's largely a female dominated space. So from what I remember, the corporations are typically run by men, so that's where the power is, despite the face of VTubing being women, essentially. I was so far back. I'm lost, Tibbs. Bedal is a creator of Neurosama. Oh, that's why I recognize the name. He refuses to accept that he is indeed a VTuber. Does he use a model for tracking himself? Because if he does, he's a VTuber. I don't care. I will argue this.
tested these for years on their K-pop idols to boost their music videos. As soon as he was like, 1 million, and we only need 1 million views, I was like, no, dude, that's like so
Bro,
little.
ask for 10, they'll do it.
Right, I was like, you're crazy, you're crazy.
It's an organized machine at this point. It's a pipeline. They can do it. There was one odd thing that happened. So Mr. Announcer's graduation. I don't know if you remember this, Giga. Male VTubers were kind of a joke before Luxia.
This is something I think about a lot. So I'm known as someone who supports a lot of male VTubers. I would like to state that it is because of that. Not just because a lot of my friends have always been guys and I have a lot of brothers. Like, that's part of it. But in 2021 and prior, male VTubers before Luxium came out, I agree with you, were considered a joke, and it always pissed me off that...
Correct me if I'm wrong, but wasn't Luxium like a group? Or was it a specific person? I honestly forget. I hope somebody will correct me there.
A lot of people that I was friends with were really good creators and I thought deserved it, and I was saying, hey, they just haven't found their audience yet. Once they do find that audience, or that audience finds them and a community builds, they're all going to do well because they're incredible. And then they did. But before that, female VTubers and viewers of female VTubers would make fun of them and be like, oh, they can't even break 20 viewers because...
That's pretty shitty of people to like just be shitting on them just because they're dudes. Like, come on, dude's half of the population. You don't need to be a dick about it. And I think there can be a lot of you can definitely play into the jokes of it, but I really don't think they should be largely perpetuated.
they're bad. And I was like, no, it's because their demographic has not hit.
I remember Shoto grew to like, I think like 1,000.
Right.
And that was like right before December.
He debuted his own model a bit before Luxium, and he grew a bit, and I was like, oh my god, one of the male VTubers is growing from the West.
Yeah.
Oh my god. And I was like, guys, It's happening. I was talking like it was like an Illuminati plot. I was talking to my friends and I was like, see? I was like, the demographics there, and they're finally finding Western male VTubers. You could see it works well in JP. It just the Western, and I was like, it's gonna be the K-pop fans. I was like going insane, and I was like, guys, it's happening.
There was this big theory that
I am glad that there have been more success for male VTubers. There have also been a lot of people that, or not specifically a lot of people, I have known some VTubers to like, or some male VTubers, cisgender male VTubers that use a female model. I personally don't think that's a big issue. It doesn't really have anything to do with what they're talking about here. But, I mean, it is still a demographic of male VTubers regardless of how they present. And, like, the biggest example I can personally point to is Porcelain Maid, where Joel is explicitly a dude, but I think his lore is like his soul got trapped inside of a porcelain doll by an eldritch god or something like that, and that's why he has a female body. But largely I think it's not really worth much of anything to go after people just for being, well, dude tubers.
there must be some sort of untapped market here.
I think they just hit at the right time because, you know, COVID, everyone was home. The K-pop fans, which is the right demographic for that, found them.
Terrible timing for me because at that point I had upgraded my model to a maid outfit. Clearly this male thing.
Speaking of which, I would like to state that every male VTuber should have at least one picture of them in a maid outfit. I don't care. I will argue this on stream.
Isn't working that well, so maybe if I present a little bit more cute, people will be more likely to click, oh, bang! Daddy Vox comes, that's my girl.
I saw them growing and I was like, yes, Shoto and Mary are gonna have the most beautiful springtime. Like, that's what I was thinking in my head.
Oh, one of us did. Yeah, one of us did.
Hello, everybody. And you have your little teacup.
I don't know the Shoto they're referring to. I probably really should. But I do know Merryweather here, the person Giga is talking to, has debuted their own VTuber agency, actually. That was a pretty recent thing, like a month or two ago, I think. Watched a bit of Shoto before he blew up. I don't know them off the top of my head. I might have seen some of their stuff, but just the name Shoto isn't bringing back memories, so to speak.
Hello, everybody! It's me, Tuber Mary. Hello.
Chat's going, hello, hello.
Mary captured the ugly bastard market, though, so he was thinking well ahead of that.
I forgot about your ugly bastard model. I remember before you debuted that model.
Ugly bastard model? That's some Merryweather lore that I have no idea what's up. If anybody can point me to it, please do.
You were in a call in. You were in that, and I was in there. Joel was in there.
Did I tease the model?
Yes, you teased the model. You were like, "Would you like to see my next model?" And I was like, "Of course." And then you show up and you go, "Hey, everybody!"
Oh my god!
Hey, baby.
Never mind.
I was crying. I was just sitting in VC.
You don't need to link it anymore. Thank you, Giga, or Giga's editor.
And I couldn't stop crying for like 10 minutes because I had never seen the ugly bastard model before. No one had done this. It was so funny.
I was joking with a few friends of mine. Male VTuber fans versus female VTuber.
Fits his lore too. I think he works good shtick for his character as a possessed doll. The twist is that it is possessed by a normal dude instead of an evil spirit. Yeah, for Joel or Porcelain Maid. Yeah, if I'm remembering correctly, it's just a regular normal dude that has been forced into possessing a doll or whatever by like some eldritch being, or I don't know. All I know is Joel is really funny.
Fans. The female VTuber fans. Oh baby, don't worry, we'll support you forever. Here's some fan art. You know, very lovely, very cuddly.
I always call it the lol Lamau chats because you go to a male VTuber's chat and he says a funny and everyone goes Lamau, Lamau, laughing emojis. 3 laughing emojis. Lamau, lol.
This is so supportive. It's lovely.
It's incredible. It's great.
Then we've got the
Who doesn't love to see a supportive community? Regardless of whether or not you properly enjoy their content, it is still a nice thing to be able to just, you're checking out new creators, you're finding some content, maybe you see if you like it, maybe you don't, but it is nice to see the audience of that content positively engaging with not only the creator that they're watching, but also each other. That's kind of a big telling point. Like, if you don't have a supportive community, that's pretty obvious from the get-go. Not everybody's looking for a supportive community, but I mean, who's really going to turn away from one?
male VTuber fans who watch the female VTubers, and it's like, hey baby, here's 200 subs. Show me your feed. Oh, booba! Yeah.
I paid for my time here, so you have to kiss the microphone. There's part of me, because my chat.
By the way, subscribe to the channel, like the videos and streams. I'll show you my feed if I hit 1,000 subs before the end of the year.
That knows that I try really hard to cultivate an audience that's not like that, which is like the outlier, because most people are like, they don't always necessarily encourage it because they don't want people to be too weird, but if someone's a little like that, they're like, as long as they're not harming anyone, they just leave them, right? And I always think about it and I'm like, am I making a mistake by not cultivating that? Because I don't get as many gifted subs as some of these other people. I like.
Here's my thoughts on that. Like, even if they give you, or even if those viewers give you like a bunch of gifted subs or whatever, I think it can ultimately lead to a bad direction of where your community is growing if you let the more bothersome aspects of their behavior go. Because like, as a creator, if somebody in your community or in your orbit is doing something that actively bothers you, it's also going to actively bother other people in your audience, in your community. So it kind of can push people away. I've had instances where there's been one really prominent person in my community, and it's like the majority of engagement in like my Discord server or whatnot was from this one specific person, and I thought I kind of needed to tolerate it a little bit, and because like I'm tiny, I need that engagement. But then it got to the point where I was like, okay, I'm just going to remove you from the community. And then once that happened, a lot of more people started posting in the Discord like, oh, they're gone? This place is cool? Sweet. And then it became active again. So like, be mindful of that. They might be dropping a bunch of subs on you, but they might also be stopping you from cultivating the kind of community you want to cultivate. It's not the kind of thing that you can just cut and dry, person bad, remove them. At least not all the time. Sometimes definitely yes. But still, it's something that you really need to be aware of when you're, growing your community as a creator. It's also something that helps to be aware of as a viewer of content, whether or not you actually intend to, make your own. It'll still influence your perception of that community that you're checking out, seeing things. Howdy, Wild Hawk.
My community is, but I definitely, absolutely, for cultivating a great community, I take a hit financially a little bit, oh, show feet, okay, and then they like spin their model around, I'm like, ew, no, shut up, idiot. Like, if I tried, I really don't think I could. I would just be like, ugh. Have you gotten DBZ role players in your chat before? It's such a...
For real? That's a real thing? That'll be how I know I've hit success, when I have Dragon Ball Z role players in my chat.
Fun experience. And like, sometimes they're in it too hard. You have to get rid of them. You have to prune them because you're like, they're not going to flourish in this environment, right? It's not going to work. But I had one that came in and he was his whole own OC.
I was never a fan of the donations and super chat business model, but I can't really think of anything better. Patreon, personally, I think that's a pretty decent one. I don't know too much about it, but like, it's a pretty steady way to, or a pretty consistent way to support your favorite creators. Hint, hint. Perhaps go check out my Patreon that I'm not linking or promoting at all. I gotta hit that Patreon grind harder. Let's be real.
He came in, he was like, how strong are you?
Wait, Joe, you've seen that happen before? Like an actual Dragon Ball Z role player? That's pretty funny.
And I was like, strong. And he was like, oh yeah? Could you beat me? And then I noticed he starts replying to me on Twitter as well. I'd just post a picture and I'd be like, woo, it's summer. And he'd be like, could you fight me though? You look strong. You know.
Oh my god.
Oh, that's great. Just start asking people what their power level is.
And it was incredible. And I was like, wait, I kind of love this.
I notice he has the VT in his name.
He does.
This is a sort of a phenomenon that I kind of got fascinated by. But it's very early days VTubing, right around the time Melody debuted. Way back in the day, it's like 2.5 years ago or something like that.
It wasn't that
Like eons ago in internet times, just 2.5 years.
Right, yeah. I mean, she
Right.
just had her 3-year birthday, so it was 3 years ago. But it was a new exciting thing. A lot of people were becoming VTubers. A few months in, I did notice that there was some confusion on what a VTuber is. And
people
there was
started
some...
trying to define it, and then I remember that there was a lot of discourse between like
Yes.
how they defined it.
That is still an ongoing piece of discourse. People still argue about what or who is or is not a VTuber. Personally, I consider anybody that uses a live model to represent themselves, not just using like, or not just playing a sort of character, but like the live part is really important to me, so to speak. Like, so it's not just, but I mean, there's video essayist VTubers. It's just, to me, it's you're using a model to represent yourself in most cases. Like based off of a I don't know, making some kind of fictional character, not using IRL content. It's so muddy, you can't properly define what a VTuber is specifically. Yes, it happened in the VTuber who used to do a mild form of roleplay, but most of her viewers were DBZ, so she would rip the... Oh, okay. Yeah, I can see that. I have seen at least a handful, or at least a couple, like Dragon Ball VTubers, where they're making an original character that just happens to be like a Saiyan. 300 million SpongeBobs is all I'm gonna say. Appreciated.
One of the funny things that happened as a result of this early day confusion is that we kind of got grouped in with a pre-existing community, the Twitter anime role players.
Oh god, yeah. There is a lot of overlap with anime role players and people being VTubers portraying their own original character and then going along with the kayfabe of that. And obviously it does not surprise me that there's a large overlap between those two communities, because like people love to roleplay, people love their anime characters, and hey, a VTuber is an anime character you can interact with.
Yep. It was hard to differentiate between who was a VTuber in the sense of trying to be a content creator and then who was just trying to be a role player, right? You'd talk to someone and you'd be like, hey, I'm this character and, you know, I'm going live on Twitch at this time. They'd be like, cool, I'll come by, and they'll have the same username and they'll be hanging out and you're like, oh, this is probably like another VTuber. And then later on you'd figure out they were just role playing their character and they were never even going to become a content creator. And you'd be like, oh,
Yes.
okay. It didn't mean you had to be a streamer, you had to be a YouTuber, but like there was some sort of content creation. It wasn't.
Yeah, personally, I think VTubing is a medium, not a genre. There are so many different ways of or kinds of content that you can create, and being a VTuber is just using those tools of like a model like I got or like Giga's got to represent yourself in that content you want to make. And I like to focus on talking content. I would honestly be a bit more expressive if like my camera was showing me directly, because like a VTuber doesn't capture all of the expressions of the actor behind it. But I mean, technology is growing really well. It's coming a long way. Kind of why I want to go to live 2D. But I mean, a model like Giga's is very, very expensive. But a model like mine is, well, this model is 100% free. I made it myself.
Just an OC. But all the people that just had an OC and acted as it but didn't create anything else, they were like, well, we count too because you were a person online acting as a character. And everyone on...
Yeah, okay, that's why I lean into make content rather than just portraying a original character, or rather than just role playing an original character that you like.
On the content creator side, didn't want to be mean to them, and they were like, well, technically, yeah. And then so they all put VT in their names, and then it was like a 50-50 when you met someone on like which they were. I remember this in like 2020 and 2021.
Yeah.
And so these people were really nice, and I'm still friends.
A lot of people too as well. I still know some today who are like that. They don't stream yet, at least. They don't make any videos, but like they put VT in their name still.
Friends with them.
I also know people who are actively removing the VT and VTuber adjacent stuff from their names because they're sick of all the, you know, constant drama going on in the VTuber scene. All the constant horseshit that just keeps circulating on Twitter.
They were cool, and I was like, okay.
Oh, I think there's a few of them in. For those who don't know, it's like this. I guess at this point it's kind of an ancient VTuber server, VTuber community. A lot of
like
VTubers you
mystical at
know
the time.
a lot of VTubers you know kind of started out like vibing in there. Even a few like big corpo VTubers today, obviously not going to name names.
Right.
They were like in there.
That's
back
where they
in the
came
day.
from. I remember because we were all a big friend group, and it wasn't a super tight friend group because it was so many people, and there would just be these.
That's like when you're playing Fortnite and or Apex and people have TTV in their name. Yeah, kind of. Like if you see somebody in a shooter or whatever with TTV in their name, odds are you can probably look them up on Twitch and they'll actually be live. Or they'll be they'll have streamed at least. But like I don't see a lot of TTV in people's names these days specifically. I'm actually more likely to see VT in people's names.
VCs, and we would all hang out when we were all smaller streamers and trying to figure out, like, you know, how this all worked, and we just wanted to chill. That was where I met everyone. I think after like my first month of VTubing, I was like in that server because someone met me on Twitter and was like, she's nice, she streams, and I got added in there. And then I met you, I met Joel, I met like Juniper, Bao, like all of them I just met in there.
Yes, it
all
is.
the
I guess
VTubers
it
came
is
from the
getting there.
Illuminati.
Oh my goodness.
You didn't even have to be.
Man, why couldn't I have gotten into VTubing at the start of the fucking pandemic? Well, live and learn. Hanging on the edge of tomorrow.
A VTuber, there were a lot of people that are just artists in there or just chilling, right?
I don't even think it was intended to be a VTuber server.
No. And I remember I'd go in there and you would pop in and it would be like 5 a.m. for you, and you'd just pop into the VC and go like, wah, 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 and then like leave.
Yeah, I did.
I like didn't even know you at the time. I just knew of you, and I was like, is he good?
I was role-playing, dude. Come on.
I would roleplay back. You would do that, and I would be like, don't ever come in here and do that ever again. And I would like say stupid shit
Hashtag
back.
free Juniper.
Other people just go like,
remember
who's that? And I would be like, shut the fuck up. I'm so...
Maybe you could use a little display screen on your mecha model to display emojis or a little sound wave graph to be more expressive. I've been toying around with that idea. The model that I do have in mind, or like the mecha I have in mind to base the Gundam Girl off of, that'll have like a little thing in the center that I could actually use, center of the chest that I could use that for. But on the other hand, that is still a very long way out.
Still friends with like Cable and Sen. Sen isn't even a VTuber anymore. He
What?
graduated. No, he like quietly graduated a while back. He's like, hey, I'm gonna go work, but I still like see him in that server.
What? People do that? I thought we were all anime characters.
But we have to be anime, guys.
I just want to say, can you imagine if like if Sen is one of the new holograms?
All of my dreams come true.
Anytime any indie VTuber graduates, you just assume, oh, that's the next HoloLive generation, I guess.
Yeah.
Someone's
Yeah, because when indie VTuber graduates, you know, they're not going to V Shoujo. They might be going to like HoloLive Niji Sanji if they're lucky. But the thing, given recent events, it's like if they graduate from, let's just go with Niji Sanji, they might get scouted by V Shoujo. You never know. It's true, we're all going corpo. Yeah, technically, I'm a corpo VTuber for YouTube.
graduating. Better make sure you get in their DMs immediately.
Wait, no, not yet, because I'm not partner yet. I used to be a corpo VTuber for Twitch.
Oh my god.
I know, it's okay, Giga. Please, you don't need to shit on me.
You know what bothers me the most? When someone debuts or graduates, that's when everyone shows up the most. I always knew you could do it. And I'm like, I never saw you in their chat. I never saw you support them. What? It's just question mark? I'm like,
Yeah, it's a lot of people seeing, it's a lot of people seeing the announcement of graduation, and then they start, and then they like say something, even if they might not have directly engaged in their chats, they might have at least known of them from Twitter, despite not really getting into their content. Like, I engage with quite a few people on Twitter, but I don't actively watch every single one of their streams. I mean, to be honest, it's hard for me to watch streams because, like, my time is so wucky because I work full time already, and then I do my own streams. That's why I want more VTubers to put out goddamn YouTube videos. Like, seriously, I love listening to people talk about random bullshit. I don't care if it's like you're going on about your favorite Pokemon game or whatever. I like people talking, or I like listening to people talk about what they're excited about. And there are a handful of people that do that on their streams, but the Twitch streams don't last forever. And it's hard to find the certain segments that I find interesting. It's kind of like what I do with my content. I'll talk about a bunch of different stuff, but the different topics, specifically the main or the more important topics, so to speak, quote unquote, I'm going to turn those into full-on videos. Most of my VTuber consumption is through clip channels. Yeah, honestly, that's where I get a lot of it too. Like clips on TikTok, or I actually haven't been on TikTok in a while. Or like the Clipper channel, so to speak. Like, I really like Shy Lily, but I rarely ever even catch a stream of hers. I mostly follow along with clip channels of hers that get put out, because most of the time I don't have the time to catch her streams. I've been pleasantly surprised to find that the just chatting stuff has been real nice to do. Yeah, like, honestly, I was pretty surprised too when I started making the transition to it. Because, like, I was just like a lot of the other VTubers. I just wanted to play games on stream and be famous. And then I kind of realized that you're not going to grow very much from just streaming games. If you want to just grow from streaming games, you got to really know your market. You got to know the times in which the bigger streamers of that category are off, so you can, take advantage of that. But with just chatting stuff, like, it's just great to me. I love listening to people's opinions on stuff. It's the preferred content I have, or it's the kind of content I want to see more of, which is what drove me to make the kind of content I currently make. I make the kind of stuff that I would want to see more of. Sure, I don't watch my own videos, but I do kind of want to inspire other people to start making videos similar to mine so I can watch them off stream, because I like listening to people talk. And I also like listening or consuming media that is made by anime people on the internet. It's just kind of fun to me. You mean people will sit here and listen to me neurodivergently info dump? Unironically, yes, people will. It's just so surprising. Because like I went from the size of being like, I don't know, a couple, a couple viewers, 2 to 3 at a time. And then, well, right now I'm currently sitting at 7 people watching, it looks like. I don't typically pay attention to the viewers or the viewer numbers. Same, my favorite is Vtubers I Love. That is a pretty good channel. I don't remember if I'm following them, but I have seen their stuff. I like the out of context stuff. It's like, it's really, really funny stuff to me.
Or yeah, when an indie VTuber's graduating and people start thinking that they're gonna go on and do something. Oh, I'm gonna miss you so much. And I'm like, you didn't miss them for the past couple months, and yet you didn't watch, so.
Okay, right. We're on that topic or point with the video. I've actually got a friend that I haven't watched too much of their streams, to be honest. I have joined them on stream a couple of times for collabs, but like I haven't really watched a whole lot of their streams, mostly because of, you know, I'm usually working or asleep when the people I want to watch are streaming. And like they've recently announced that they're going to be graduating in January. But I also have some background knowledge. They've got plans. They're not completely done with things. They just want to try something new. And not everybody that is graduating is just, I'm completely done with everything, goodbye. Sometimes it's, I'm done with this persona, see you in the next life kind of thing. Not always going from indie to corporate kind of thing. Sometimes it's indie to indie. You never really know. I normally just watch the algo serves me, which is normally Henya, Buff Pup, or Shy Lily, watching Daily Dose normally while they eat. Yeah, that makes sense. I tend to watch stuff while I'm eating too. It's like, I mean, I don't like just sitting around doing nothing while I'm eating. That's kind of weird.
Imagine faking a graduation, just like nudging all your viewers, being like, "Hey guys, I'm gonna pretend to graduate. Just
to
play
see how
along,
Twitter
right?"
reacts, other VTubers.
Yeah.
That's a joke that actually goes around quite a bit. Jokingly graduating, like, it is kind of dick move to play with your audience's emotions of, "Hey, I'm graduating, but not really." That's just a long shit post that not everybody is going to read through. But the big thing is, to me, is it's done a lot. It's kind of boring at this point. There's nothing new about making that joke, really, in my opinion.
Oh my god, I'm gonna miss you. Oh, don't worry, I'm still here. You want to collab next week?
Like, you just keep streaming and you tell the people that watch you, that actually watch your streams, what's going on, but then on Twitter you pretend you're graduating.
Oh yeah, man.
Maybe I'll do that
I do
one day.
think. Oh, you should, Giga. It would be hilarious. I think you could pull it off way better than I could. I think people would find a way to get mad at me.
I've never had a real hater in the wild, ever. Like,
Really?
never, ever. The only hate I've ever seen for myself was one guy, maybe 2 guys, but I think it was the same guy, DMing me weird stuff on Twitter. He was mad about me being friends with his Oshi, and...
That's the new Star Rail character, Giga. Yeah, it is.
Was convinced that we weren't actually friends and that I was taking advantage of her or something. That is the only time.
People are weird.
That is a weird fucking hater. Personally, I haven't had too many haters. I've had more than a handful. I'm gonna go with most notably is a wannabe kill stream that tried to cancel me or some shit.
Weird. I'll occasionally get the odd hater showing up in my chat, depending on what game category I'm in, you know?
Yeah.
They'll show up like, oh, you're pretending to be fake.
Popularity breeds contempt. True.
Thank you, fake furry.
Fake
Okay, I've
furry.
seen those. I've had people come in
about?
and be like, "You're probably ugly IRL. That's why you have the avatar."
Oh my god, VTubers hear that one so fucking often. And I personally just laugh because, like, my face has been public since I started in content creation. I just use an anime avatar because it's fun. I like it. Nothing wrong with it. Like, you can... Hell, one of my most recent one of my most recent thumbnails actually has my eyes in it. Like I didn't do a full-on face reveal with that thumbnail, despite my face already being public, but it was still enough. Gets people aware. One of my friends is going hybrid, IRL and VTubing. Nice.
Yeah, that's
And
a
you know
classic
what?
one.
Let me tell you something. When I see an uptick in people coming in and doing those things, it's always
Male VTubers not really your taste. Prefer to watch female tubers because haha boing boing reference go burr or preference go burr. But I've been noticing a lot of them popping up. Yeah, I mean, I think most people in regards to VTubers prefer to look at anime girls to anime guys. But I think there's still, yes, that is very Lucius Merriweather. But there's still definitely a market for male VTubers. It just doesn't appeal to literally everybody.
summertime when school's out. I'm
You're-
like confident it's like teenagers, literally.
You are 100% right, Geek.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you why. The amount of toxicity online goes up the moment children have time. I've been posting my own little cringy
Oh my god, that's true. It gets so much worse when there's free time for the fucking kids. They got the worst takes on the internet. Don't take them seriously. Don't engage. Also, if you're under 18 and watching me, fucking why? Go away. I don't like you.
meme comics for the longest time.
Yeah.
My dream.
COVID happens, school's out. First time I ever receive hate for my comics. Ever. Continues for a solid 2 years.
Yep.
Suddenly schools go back, the hate disappears.
Yep.
It's magical. There was a certain demographic of underdeveloped brains. And
I
like,
see.
it makes sense because all the people who were like going out, they all had like little Amori profile pics.
Have a good sleep, Tibbs. Hey, VAS.
Danganronpa profile. Yeah, I see what's going on here.
They were usually K-pop fans that were swapping over to VTubing, or they had some male VTuber like art of them as their profile pic, or
Yeah.
anime girl
I actually find it weird how often the immersion breaks happen, and it's revealed that the IRL person is actually very attractive. I'd expect it to be more. You'd expect there to be more unattractive VTubers. I know, right? Like literally, every time I see VTubers versus IRL goes trending, it's like just showing that VTubers are actually hot behind the screen. They just like being anime characters. And there's little snots like those two who go looking to wave the pedo card because mom and dad never hugged them. Yeah, there's a lot of people like that too. Not necessarily a significant proportion, but it definitely exists. As for immersion clips, immersion breaks, I have several clips that still use my face. Yeah, I've got some clips on Twitch that still have my face, and like my older videos, I've got like, I don't know, 3 or 4 of them that have my face of when I was a flesh tuber before I actually started in my YouTube content grind. The guy in the vid sounds like a pompous Brit, not a fan of the voice. Hope it isn't natural, otherwise I apologize. I believe Merriweather is British. I'm sorry to say.
profile pictures, but specifically girls from gacha games.
I go from never having any problems online. Suddenly, I'm being ratioed by some Danganronpa profile pic and his like million followers from Discord servers where they just make fun of people. I was trying to communicate with them at one point.
Wait, Merriweather is Danish? Huh. Goddamn, people like Sargon have forever tarnished the British accent. 100% agree. Thought he was Belgian. Turns out he's Danish, apparently. We're going to go with that info.
Mistake, right?
Yeah.
All they do is send me that bird, you know, the shoehorn-bill bird, or the stone faces, right?
Birds aren't
Like,
real, by the way.
I
It's a literal conspiracy theory. Birds aren't real. Spread the word.
gotcha.
Yeah, the Moai.
Wait, why do people use the Maui statues? I don't get that one. Is it like just a stone face thing? Is it a fucking zoomer thing? I don't understand it.
Statues, yeah. Oh my god.
Yeah, it's a fucking zoomer thing. Thank you, Giga. Birds aren't real, they can't hurt you. Yeah, exactly. They're not real. They're just government drones trying to control your mind forever and all time. Has to be a zoomer thing. That's what I honestly think. I honestly don't get it. Just like horses. I get horses more than that. But like how What does it represent? What do they mean by that? There's a VTuber that uses it as their Oshi mark. Are you referring to Maui of Knowledge? I think he's a V supporter, or was a V supporter. I don't know if he still is. Moai. Like, this is who I think you're talking about when you say, the stone-faced VTuber. But, I mean, that's just me. I don't personally know the dude. They seem cool. H-Bomber guy has a thing that says, where he says horses aren't real. Oh, okay. I forgot her name, but she was an Australian wolf girl. Oh. Well, I've never heard of them. Maui Stone is like, damn bro, you got the whole squad laughing thing where no one's laughing. Oh, okay, it's like it's an ironic thing. I get that. I get that. We try to keep children off parts of the internet they aren't supposed to. But those goobers are always going to find a way around, and it sucks. Yeah, I know. Oh, hey, Nightbot, glad you could join us. Cute angry face, by the way. It is pretty cute. I'm bothered by the eyebrows, but, like, why is it going into my expression so much this stream? Because, like, I haven't changed my settings. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, leave a like. Subscribe for more content. And if you want to join the community, feel free to check out the Discord. I love to voice chat in there, so if you want to ever talk, I'm usually available. Well, in the afternoons.